Since the beginning of time, heaven and hell have been caught in a never-ending struggle against each other. They have been engaged in an eternal war. Little has been gained by either side. The war is known as the Great Conflict. The story begins with a powerful angel, Anarius, who lost the will to fight. He meets the daughter of Mephisto, Lilith, who has similar views. Together they each defect from their respective sides, heaven and hell, and together they create the world known as Sanctuary. They create the Niflheim, the first humans, and the World Stone. The World Stone keeps the armies of heaven and hell from invading. Anarius and Lilith had different views on what to do with the new safe haven. They fought, and Anarius exiled his lover to the void where she was imprisoned. As time went on, the prime evils of hell discovered Sanctuary, and immediately tried to bring the humans to their side. It was soon discovered that Lilith had returned from her prison and was continuing her quest to turn the humans into an army she could use to invade heaven and hell. She bestowed incredible powers upon Eudigian. The plan was a struggle at first, but with the unknown aid from Lilith, more and more people were discovered who could use magic, and they gathered under Eudigian. Lilith, in the meantime, understood that her plans could not be achieved unless something was done with the World Stone. Eventually, Anarius was dragged into the conflict. He makes a pact with Diablo, one of the prime evils of hell, to help clean up the mess created by Lilith. At the same time, Tyrael, an archangel from heaven, discovered Sanctuary, and soon thereafter the high heavens were notified of the existence of this world. The high heavens viewed Sanctuary and its inhabitants as a plague. They immediately sent their armies. Initially, they could not enter. However, a battle between Eudigian and Anarius ensues. The conflict is so epic that it tears an opening in the sky. Floods of angels and demons appeared. An epic three-way battle ensued between heaven and hell, and the humans were caught in the middle. After the battle, no side could claim victory. Eventually, a pact was made between heaven and hell. Sanctuary was to be left alone. Humanity would be left to choose a side on their own. Soon thereafter, hell becomes engulfed with a civil war that ends with 3 of the prime evils being exiled to Sanctuary, these being Baal, Mephisto, and Diablo. Tyrael learns of the 3 prime evils on Sanctuary and creates the Herodrum, a collection of powerful human magi in an effort to avoid breaking the pact and sending in heaven's armies. One by one, they find and imprison the 3 prime evils in soulstones, as they are unable to kill them. Once upon a time, there was a king named Leoric. He ruled over a kingdom in Western Sanctuary. He made his capital city the town of Tristram. He used the cathedral as his throne room. The king's archbishop Lazarus gets drawn deep within the cellar of the cathedral and finds the soulstone of Diablo there. He accidentally releases the soulstone and Diablo takes control of his body. Diablo then uses the archbishop's body to kidnap King Leoric's son, and he brings him deep within the cathedral and plans to use him as a more permanent host. The king went mad and eventually is killed. His soul was never allowed to rest and now takes the form of a skeleton. The terror of Lord Diablo began to spread, eventually consuming the town. Several heroes traveled to Tristram, which you, the player, play as. Assisted by Herodrum member Deckard Cain, they eventually defeat Diablo. The hero jams the soulstone into his head. The town praises him, but the hero is never the same again. The hero, the conqueror of Diablo, finds himself in a tavern. The soulstone of Diablo completely overtakes him, and the hero becomes evil, spawning skeletons and demons. The hero becomes known as the Wanderer. The Wanderer brings a man named Marius, who was spared from the tavern with him in his travel. A band of heroes later arrive, which you, the player, play as, and rescue Deckard Cain. They aid Deckard Cain in his quest to stop the Wanderer, and they follow him. With Marius, the Wanderer travels east to the tomb of Tal Rasha. However, Tyrael is there waiting for him, and a battle ensues. Amidst the chaos, Marius, in a lapse of judgment, sets free the Baal from his prison. Together, Diablo and his brother Baal overwhelm Tyrael and trap him by summoning Duriel. This is done to prevent him from following. The band of heroes are eventually able to locate the tomb and defeat Duriel, the evil that kept Tyrael at bay. Meanwhile, the 2 brothers travel further east to Kuros to free their older brother Mephisto. They meet little resistance in freeing him, and Diablo takes his form. The 3 open up a portal to hell. However, having noticed that they are being followed, Mephisto stays behind to prevent the heroes from following. However, he is defeated. His soulstone still remains intact and is taken into the portal to hell by the heroes. Once in hell, the soulstone is shattered by the heroes. Eventually, the heroes then enter the gothic structure that is known as Chaos Sanctuary. The heroes engage Diablo in an epic battle. Diablo is eventually defeated and his soulstone is destroyed. Baal, the last of the prime evils, returns to Sanctuary, having discovered where the World Stone is located. Baal launches an attack on its location in Mount Aria. Baal's assault is a success and manages to reach the World Stone and tame it. The heroes eventually meet Baal and defeat him. Tyrael, having no other choice, unsheathes his holy sword and uses it to shatter the World Stone, and hereby doing so, changing the future of Sanctuary forever.